All right, good morning, agents. My name is Kevin Lauren. I'm the Director of Training and Marketing here. And today we're going to be going over sphere of influence marketing utilizing our Sierra CRM system. So this sphere of influence marketing is a very important and powerful way to generate deals. So I talk about it all the time. So we're going to talk today about utilizing our CRM system in conjunction with the other bits and pieces of sphere of influence marketing, which we'll kind of touch on, in order to generate deals for ourselves. So before we get into today's presentation, I'm going to bring Bill Seitz, the corporate broker of ARG, on the line. Good morning, Bill. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, everybody at the Alta family.
That's right. We're all here celebrating Wednesday as usual together. And since we are a virtual-ish brokerage, this is the best way for us to all get together and, be a family. So this is great.
If not on these Wednesday meetings, you don't know what's going on.
That's right. And we always have our regulars who are always on the meetings. So glad to see all of our regulars and also glad to see a lot of our newcomers.
Yeah, and the regulars are the ones that operate smoothly in our system. So I think there's something in that recipe.
For sure. Oh, yes. So this morning, I believe we have Debbie Ciccone still on vacation, right?
Yeah, she went to Europe, so lucky her. Although I don't know if I'd want to be there with all this stuff going on in the world.
Hey, good to at least get there before it blows up.
I know. It's like, get me started, Kevin. But yeah, I will just do a quick little recap. I guess I'll start with the Broker Tuesday tip, and then I'll just look at the markets this morning. I did so one of our good agents, Albert Souffle, had an issue with CRMLS. It's probably still ongoing. I'm sure he can update me later today how this is going, but it kind of triggered me to write something about the CRMLS or the MLS, in general, rules and regulations. And one of those things that, all of their rules and regulations, we all know, we've all gotten them, right? There's a word in the description, there's something that's not inputted correctly, and you get notified of, sometimes you get a grace period to, correct the potential violation. And other times, like in this case, when it comes down to a photo, I think there was no grace period, and Albert was slapped with a $1,500 fine for they had said that he was using a photo that he basically didn't have rights to. And so this has happened to a couple other of our agents in the past as well. But that's a massive fine. $1,500 is, to me, is absurd. It's absolutely over the top. Unfortunately, we don't get a lot of say in how the allocation of these fees, or these basically these penalties are. So it was just a good time to remind everybody. Sometimes you have a property that has an HOA. Sometimes there's other areas of the community that maybe you have gotten photographs from the HOA, or maybe you got photographs from the seller that they had on file, blah, blah, blah. I'm not sure how they can track this stuff, but they know how they do. They must have some software. They must have some mechanism to understand and know that if it's not yours, or you didn't pay for these photographs or get permission, this is a massive fine, and I've seen it a couple of times now. It's just worth mentioning because that one hurts. $1,500 hurts. I hope Albert can dispute it and get it cleared up, and get hopefully they will waive that. But just a reminder, if you are getting photographs from a third party or from the seller, or anywhere, just make sure you have something in writing saying, yes, whoever owns those pictures, I authorize Bill Seitz or Kevin Lauren to use these photographs. I've given them, whatever. Just make sure you got it all documented, because they are not going to back down.
They're like bulldogs.
Yeah, and I don't want to see anybody have to pay those kinds of fees. It's just especially when we're all fighting for every dollar, that one stings.
For sure.
But yeah, let's move over to the markets this morning, Kevin.
Yeah,
Obviously, we had
got
some,
our graphic here.
the with all that stuff going on yesterday in the Middle East and all sorts of stuff. I was interested to see how the markets reacted today, and just on in general. But just look at in general, it's kind of flat today. And if I look at interest rates in the 10-year, it's actually gone up, I think, slightly. So we're
Yeah,
at,
we're at 3.79 now, or
yeah. So
3.78.
once again, just kind of going on from last week's, information and the Fed cutting rates, we've still kind of trickled up a little bit from that bottom. We were in the 3.6, 3.59 area, and now we're up to 3.74, 78. What are we at there? 3.78.
Yeah.
So yeah, a little bit of a bump, and I don't expect it to probably go up much more. If there's something massive something more happens on the geopolitical front, or something really critical happens, you're going to see the markets move. But I think that this is kind of going to be the norm for a little while.
Yep, you're looking at normal world right there for us.
Yeah. So, anyways, still good time to once again use that information we talked about last week. You can use the headlines to get your buyers off the fence, and still a lot of creative ways to do financing. We still have the 3-2-1 buy down. We still have different ways to get people into homes with a lower interest rate. So all those programs still exist. We've talked about those ad nauseum in the past, but those buy downs still work, and they're still there. And it's a great way to get somebody into a property when we feel like rates are even going to come down further in the next 6 to 12 months. So that's what I got for you, buddy.
Perfect, Bill. I appreciate the update. So, and of course, if you need any help, and Debbie always answers the phone anyway, even when she's in Europe. So here's Debbie's information right here, 394-3222. And so call Debbie if you need any assistance with mortgages.
Yeah, and if obviously she's on a different time zone. She'll be back next Wednesday, but you guys can always text me or call me, whatever. If you have something just financing related, I can either try to help you myself or push you in the right direction. We have a great team over here, not just Debbie. We've got Bruce and Cameron and Amelia and all sorts of people in the background that are amazing at what they do. So it's just we have a pretty solid team here. So we're here to fill in while Debbie's gone. And if you need anything, just let me know.
And I was just a client of Clearview Mortgage, had a great experience again. Worked with Bruce very, very tightly because the banks were being banks and scrutinizing over weird stuff. And Bruce is a full-on pit bull. He gets in there, he makes sure everything happens, and so I am again a satisfied client of Clearview Mortgage.
There we go. Well, if one of the owners of the company is satisfied, that's a pretty good telltale.
For sure. No, and I mean, I only use Clearview Mortgage for many reasons, but it just every time it's so smooth. The whole process is laid out. Within hours, I've got appraisers coming over. It's seamless. Everything is seamless. So again, thank you, Bill, and the team at Clearview Mortgage.
Yep. We're here for you. Thanks, Kev.
You got it. And then, of course, we do have our escrow company, Legacy Escrow. Same thing there. Very, very easy to use, Raquel, and seamless to use them as well. So don't hesitate to use Legacy Escrow. So we're going to switch gears and start talking about our CRM system, using our CRM system to perpetuate our sphere of influence marketing. So what is sphere of influence marketing? Well, a sphere of influence marketing it's basically a strategy that involves building and nurturing a network of people to generate business through referrals and repeat customers. So we talk about this all the time because it's the most important source of deals. So according to many surveys, most real estate business comes from an agent's sphere of influence. And so the estimates are between 64 and even up to 80% of deals come from sphere of influence. So do you think that's an important thing to talk about? I do. And maximizing your sphere of influence marketing is absolutely the way to get the low-hanging fruit. So you don't want to leave these these deals out there, these sphere of influence deals out for just to get snagged by another realtor. And we hear it, and every time I talk about it, it just irritates me. And anybody that has had this happen, and all real estate agents have had this happen, where a person in their sphere uses another agent, and you're like, what do you mean you used so and so? Like, I'm your friend, I'm your whatever relative, I'm the person down the street, whatever it is. How come you didn't use me? And of course, the answer is, I didn't think about you. I didn't remember that you were a real estate agent. Now, whose fault's that? It's definitely not the person's fault. So it's your fault or the realtor's fault for not maintaining that relationship and making sure that these people in your sphere know that you're a professional, you're a realtor, you're the go-to person. So, and it's an art, really. So utilizing technology to help us in our endeavor of maintaining these relationships in a non-obscene, non-obtrusive way, but in an effective way, and making sure that that never happens to us, that a relative or somebody close to us uses another realtor to buy or sell property. And it hurts so bad, it stings. And I know everybody on this call has had that happen. So let's have that happen less. So one of the ways that we can do that is utilizing our CRM system. So with our CRM system, there's a variety of different things that we can do. And first of all, let's just touch on, let me switch my screen share for a sec. So let's just touch on the ways that in general we can do sphere of influence marketing. So I talk about marketing mixes all the time, right? So a monthly newsletter is paramount. Everybody should have a monthly newsletter. There's no reason not to. Handwritten notes. This is a great one. 10 people a month. Select 10 people in your CRM system, in your sphere of influence, and write them a handwritten note. And then you can even rotate those. So who gets the note? And obviously people that are, free, you just did a deal with them, or you just spoke with them recently. Maybe that's the person that gets that handwritten note, right? And so that helps you stay top of mind. Hard copy mailings of your newsletter. I know the Espinosas do that religiously, and they've been doing it for years. And Bill and I will talk ad nauseum about our newsletter when we were running Baja Surf Properties, selling property, selling Mexican real estate to Americans and Canadians. That was our number one deal, newsletter, and social media. Also client appreciation events, phone calls. So these are the different things that we can do as part of our marketing mix to stay in touch with our sphere of influence, right? So let's venture back over to our CRM. So usually our CRM, one of the things that we can do is we can always make sure that we have a blog, right? So sending out a blog and sending out a newsletter is an amazing thing that you can do. And so Rhonda has done that. and she's been sending out her newsletters. And so the way that we do that is we do it through our drip campaigns. So all we need to do is create and Rhonda's done this very well. She's created her monthly newsletter drip campaign. So this goes out to all the people that she has in her sphere of influence. And so let's just take a look. And so every month she adds a new newsletter. And so all these people, they're buyers and sellers, they're part of her monthly newsletter, and they all get that every month. And so, October's ready to go, and November, she'll do one for November. The cool thing about this too is you can load these up. So you can do, 2 a month. You can do whatever you want. And so the first thing is just making sure that you actually have it. So doing a blog and or newsletters is the first step in utilizing your CRM to maintain these relationships. So the next thing is and email drip. Again, we can do not just email drip campaigns. We can do action plans. So action plans in the CRM system are emails. It's a combination of email communication, text communication, and even voicemail. So you can set your people up, your sphere of influence people up on a specific action plan for just your sphere of influence people, because you generally, you have a different way that you're speaking to people in your sphere of influence than perhaps a brand new client, right? So you can maybe be yourself, right? You can just really put your personality into these action plans and into these drip campaigns. So super easy. Of course, once you set these up, they just do the work for you. And so with sphere of influence marketing, there's a lot of other things that we have to do that are manual, but these are the things that we can do to set these things up on autopilot. They're going to continue to work while we're doing the other things that we need to do in order to really stay and nurture these relationships, which leads to more deals, leads to referrals. You're going to refer, people are going to refer you to others because you are the person constantly giving them information and staying top of mind. It's just this balance. It's like this, little, it's art, really. So if you look at it that way and you really take it, that position, then, I think you're going to be very successful with this. So the action plans, email drip, super important to get those set up. The next part that helps us get, stay top of mind is utilizing, when you do have a person in your CRM, making sure that you let them know that they can, that you're going to be sending them from your CRM system automated email alerts that show them exactly what properties are in their price range, in their area, and anything new, anything that just sold, anything that's pending. So you want to make sure that they're getting those email alerts. So those also help keep you top of mind. And, myself, I'm not looking to buy or sell anything, but I'm curious about markets. And so I have, these market alerts coming to me for my area. I think it's cool. And I think I'm not, unique in that regard. Other people that are not really looking to buy or sell, they want to know what's going on. And they want to know what their investment is. Everybody's, their home is most likely your largest investment. So keeping track of that and understanding what the value is, that's, something that most people want to know, right? So letting people, your family members, hey, uncle, I'm going to set you up with this cool alert and you're going to get these emails and you're going to know exactly what's going on in your neighborhood. I mean, who doesn't want that? Some people don't, I'm sure, but most people are going to respect that and say, that's a really cool thing that I want, I want that information. So same thing with the market updates. The market updates are probably more, if anybody's going to get anything, a monthly market update is fairly benign, and you're going to give that person some very, very cool information about, properties in their area. So those are the big ones that really help us stay top of mind. With the CRM system, of course, there's all kinds of other things that we can do, but the one thing that we need to realize about our CRM systems is if we don't use them, they don't do anything for us. So at least doing these, I mean, and we just went through literally 5 things that you can do: blog and newsletter, email drip, action plans, e-alerts, and market updates. So if you just do those things, you're way ahead in your sphere of influence marketing. So Bill, any comment there before I go forward? I've got a couple more things I want to go over.
Well, I mean, this is a theme that we talk about several times throughout the year, but those are all great things. And once again, you don't have to do everything, but you got to be good and proficient at least one or two, at least. The only thing I would add to that sphere of influence can also be outside the house, outside of the computer, and you can also join maybe a hiking club, or maybe you're into biking or tennis or whatever. Consistent social gatherings are 1000% going to bring you business, or maybe you're part of the Chamber of Commerce, or whatever. I mean, if Debbie was in town, she could speak at nauseam at this. She goes to the realtor functions. She goes to the board meetings. She does. So, there's a lot you can do on your computer in the digital sense, but there's a ton you can do and go meet people outside and, build those social relationships, which inevitably they're going to find out what you do for a living, and people want to work with people they like and people they enjoy. I've found that in my life, that people that I get along with and enjoy, and they enjoy my, my presence, that those are the people that I connect with, and those are the people that I end up doing business with. And probably mentioned this before, but surfing has been a big part of my life. It's a big part of my family's life, and I'm still very involved at the highest level of amateur surfing, and I'm still involved at professional surfing. And I've gotten to meet all sorts of people through the surfing industry, the surfing world. I sold a home for the team manager of Hurley. I did a finance deal for one of these judges that I used to work with, my Australian friend, Tim. I mean, those types of things are organic. They happen naturally. And I would never have gotten any of those transactions if I wasn't involved in something other than just straight real estate, right? Surfing has been a passion of mine. It's still a passion of mine. It's it's big in my sons. I'm down at the high school things once a week. So I don't do it because I'm trying to get business, but it naturally gets you in front of people and naturally gets you talking about real estate. And I think that's one of the best ways to get business as well.
For sure. And so the perfect mix, Bill, is to utilize those social situations and those in-person situations, and then to add the digital component, right? Because that's how you're down at the high school, you're talking with one of the other dads, right, or one of the other moms, and it organically happens. Okay, yeah, oh wow, yeah, you're in mortgage real estate. Then it's so nice to be able to just pepper in that, like, hey, yeah, I am. Oh wow, you know what? I'm actually looking to buy a house, or I'm looking to whatever they're looking to do, and then you can just casually say, oh yeah, what's your email address? Let me send you, make sure that you've got information about the homes in your area. It's so easy to bridge that gap then. And then it's like you're letting the digital part take over for a small portion of this relationship, right? You still have to make those phone calls. You still have to show up, at the beach, and talk to those people in person. That's what really solidifies those relationships. But nurturing them, we can use the digital aspect in our digital tools to help us nurture those relationships. And so that's something that we didn't really have, 20, 30 years ago. So now we have those. And we can also make sure that we like those people on social media, find them on social media, make sure that you're tagging them and doing stuff like that, right, Bill?
Oh, 100%. And you stated it very well there. That it's basically like a basket of meshed together. It's the social component, and then it's the digital component, and the digital backs up your social component and keeps it everything moving and going. And you now you can just keep building that database and building that sphere, and now it's properly working for you.
Exactly. Very, very cool. So really, really important stuff. And the agents that are utilizing these things, it's helping them, and it's helping them maintain those relationships so they can get those 64 to 80% of their deals from their sphere of influence. And of course it's important to do outside marketing and all those things, but nurturing the sphere of influence is you're going to get the most deals there, and you're not going to let those deals fall between the cracks, because everybody in your sphere of influence knows exactly what you do, and that they know that you're the professional, and you're the one to recommend, you're the one to refer, and the one to utilize when they need your services.
Yeah, there was a guy, Kevin, on I mean, I know you know who he is, CJ Hobgood. He's a former professional surfer who made the transition into real estate. He's an agent in Orlando area, and so what he does, it's pretty cool. I follow him on Instagram. Every time he sells a home, he buys the buyer a Traeger barbecue, and then he leverages that on social media with the new family, right?
Yep.
And then he also does a giveaway with a Traeger grill. And it's pretty cool the way he does it. And so it's like being creative in that capacity too. And that just shows you how social media can really, you can grab an audience of people that follow you because they want to see what's going on. That's fun. He makes it fun. He makes it cool. It's a great thing, gift to give to a family, or to use in a giveaway. I mean, there's just so many things you can do with that.
Absolutely. And we always talk about, as part of our, our marketing mix, doing our either monthly or quarterly referral giveaways, right? And so that's what CJ is doing here and a grill is so perfect, just because, especially in the summertime, people are thinking about grilling. It's a great gift. And so you can utilize these things on social media and say, yeah, be part of my referral giveaway. And anybody that refers business to me, I put you in a raffle, or I put your name in a hat, and I pick out a winner every quarter or every year or whatever you can afford. And so CJ's doing that on a massive scale, right? Because you can leverage that, obviously, with social media. So you can say, it's perfect, content for social media, and people love to see that. And that, you're showcasing your client happy. They got this cool Traeger grill, it's very, very cool. So I like that. I like that idea, and it's something that we've talked about for a long time. So it's great to see, another realtor utilizing that successfully.
100%. And that could go into your newsletter too. It doesn't have to be. That could be,
Yep.
be put out in, or both. You know what I mean?
Both is great. Yeah, very good stuff. So, agents, again, you don't have to do it all, but these, pick a few of these things and use the technology to help you maintain these relationships. I think that's just the theme of the webinar today. But anything else to add today, Bill?
Nope. I think next week I'm gonna do a little report on the conforming loan limits that have gone up. Those changes are out. Some of the banks are already, probably should have mentioned this earlier but I just remembered it, so I'm gonna say it now. But some of the banks are already basically, they typically go up January 1. but some of the banks allow it earlier. So it's kind of a nice feature, and it does make a difference in your financing for your buyers and where they have their loan amounts. So conforming loan limits have gone up. They are released. They are announced. And so I'll be running through those next week. And so we can all be up to speed with that.
That's perfect. Appreciate that, Bill. All right, great. Well, in that case, everybody, I hope you guys have a great day, make it a great week and a productive week. And we will see you guys on the webinar next Wednesday. Bye-bye.